Okay, amazing. Hello, welcome to yoga. Let's get started. We are going to, it's warm. We're going to have a slower one, but it's going to be a deep stretch. That's what we're going with. And we're going to go into, we're going to kind of work through the hips, I think. That's going to be a good place to go. Let's start standing. We'll be slightly energetic and then we'll head down, all right? So let's start at the top of your mat. Just feel into the feet. So we're going to go to the toes, you lift up through the heels, and then as you rock to the heels, lift up through the toes, and just noticing where that center of gravity is. Lock that core in, grow tall through the crown of the head, nice open chest, shoulders back and down, and just feel into the feet. They're our connection to the mat, so we want to make sure that we are really aware, that's all. And then when you're ready, we start to rock slightly less. And then when you're really ready, we're going to come to flat feet. And then we're going to lift up those toes, spread them, and then plant them down so that they're nice and secure. From here, just lift up through the crown of the head, draw that belly button in towards spine, allow the shoulders to be back and down and the palms facing forward in a mountain pose. And feel free to close off the eyes if you are happy to do so. Allow the breath to soften, to easily come and easily go. Taking a moment to appreciate the calm. Just simply breathing in and out. And then we're going to focus inwards, take some even breathing to start our journey today. And if my pattern is different to yours, then do your own. So let's begin. Let's take an inhale for the count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The breath comes and goes easily. The mind calm, the breath calm. Take a moment to consider an intention for today's practice. Visualize in your mind's eye. Breathe it in and breathe it out. Okay, when you're ready, you can open up the eyes and take the arms high above the head, lift up out of the waist, and then lift a little bit more. Tiny back bend as the hips move forward and the chest lifts to the ceiling. And then from here, come back to neutral. Right hand's going to slide down the thigh, left arm comes up and over the top. Take the gaze to the ceiling, open that left shoulder back. Push down through that right foot so that that left hip can move towards that left side. And then let's switch out. Come back to center. Left hand slides down. Right arm lifts up and then comes all the way over the top. Hips move to the right side. Push down through that right foot. And then take a gaze to the ceiling. Right shoulder rolls back a little bit. Breathing in and breathing out. Keep the shoulders level, keep the hips level, and keep breathing. And then all the way back to center. We're going to take the hands high, lift up out of the waist, and then squeeze the glutes, move the hips forward, open the chest to the ceiling, small back bend. Come back to center, hands to the back of the head, elbows to the sides of the room. Drop the right elbow down, lift through the left side. Back to center, left elbow comes down, right elbow lifts, find space through the right side. Gazing ahead. Back to center. Bring those elbows close to the ears. Draw the chin in towards the chest. Slowly and carefully round down through the spine. Take your time here. Take a softness through the knees. Chest moves towards thighs. Crown of the head moves towards the big toes. Sit bones begin to look up towards the ceiling. And then begin to unwind, coming all the way back up, slowly stacking each vertebrae on the way. And then open those elbows out, lift the chest, find that space across the front body, glutes squeeze, hips move forward, chest lifts. Come back to a neutral spine, gazing ahead, right elbow down, left elbow lifts. Take the weight towards that left foot, hips move to the left side, to center. Move the hips to the right, left elbow drops, right elbow lifts. To center, elbows to ears, chin to chest. Start to round down through the spine. No rush, take a softness through the knees. Coming all the way down, chest towards thighs. And then releasing the hands, allow the hands to come down towards the mat. Bring the chest in towards the thighs, begin to lengthen the backs of the legs. Use a block if you need to make your arms a little bit longer, and then pedal the heels out one at a time. Lifting heels one at a time, moving the bottom back towards the back of the room. Okay, and then placing both feet firmly down. From here, take opposite elbows. Allow those elbows to reach down towards the big toes, and then take a sway from side to side. Drawing those elbows apart, find that stretch down the backs of the arms and across the shoulders. Neck is relaxed. Going back to your center, switch out, take the other elbow grip, and then take that sway from side to side. And then pausing. From here, take that half lift, hands to shins, lengthen the crown of the head forward. Nice long spine like a table. Bottom moves back. Maybe we release the hands behind you, palms up, lift the chest slightly. Find that strength through the posterior chain. Draw the belly button in. Crown of the head reaches forward. The gaze is at the top of your mat, and the hands are reaching towards the back wall. Take that forward fold. From here, let's take a right hand to the block, either the short edge or the fat edge. Bend that right knee, left arm lifts to the ceiling. Taking the gaze around, gaze comes to the ceiling, left hand reaches up. Push the bottom towards the back of the room. If you have some space here and you want a little bit more through the shoulder, left hand can wrap all the way behind you to touch the top of that right thigh. And then the bottom moves back towards the back of the room. Find that stretch through the glute and the IT band on that left side. Keep the breath smooth and even. All right, releasing the hand, bring the chest back to center. Take a moment to pause. Chest moves towards thighs, nice deep stretch through the backs of the legs. And then pass the block to the left side. Hand comes down, we bend that left knee, straighten through the right side. Right arm begins to lift to the ceiling. Bottom moves towards the back of the room. Chest moves around to the side wall. And then choose your option, either the hands lifting to the ceiling or wrapping behind you to tuck towards the top of that left thigh. With every exhale, maybe those ribs move round a little bit more to the right side. And then releasing, bring the chest back to center. You can move that block out of the way. Take that forward fold, chest to thighs, crown of the head towards the big toes. Pausing here, draw the belly out of the way to find that extra space. And then find that half lift, hands to shins. Lengthen through the crown of the head, reaching towards the front wall, shoulders away from the ears. From here, release the hands behind you, palms up, lift the chest ever so slightly. You are a beautiful table that you could rest a tray of champagne glasses on. Reaching the crown of the head forward, draw the belly in, find the strength through the spine. And then releasing, find that forward fold. Okay, soften the knees, coming all the way up to standing. Okay, we're going to play around just because it will be fun. We will avoid chair much because that was what was requested. So we're going to take eagle instead. That right leg is going to be our standing leg. We are going to come into a cross-legged position and either, depending on how your stability is, you can either place a foot on a block, you can either wrap that the shoelace side of that left foot to the calf, your choice. We want hips level, we want knees level, and then we'll go for elbows level as well, okay? So that right leg is your standing leg. Lift up the toes, spread them, place them down. That's our stable leg. Take a soft bend through that right knee. Left leg is going to cross over the top, and then find your position. The more you bend your knees, the easier you will find it. Knees are going to be in one beautiful long line. Our arms come out as cactus arms, focusing on something that is not moving. Right arm is going to come underneath left, hands come together, draw those elbows down and away from you. Find that stretch across the shoulders. Belly comes in, strong core, elbows and knees in line. We breathe here, we squeeze everything together, we focus. Slowly releasing the arms, come back to those cactus arms. And then let's release. Nice focus, good job. All right, have a little wiggle and a wobble. Then we'll come to that left leg. Left foot is your standing leg. Lift up the toes, spread them, place them down. You are stable here. That right leg is going to come over the top. Shoelace side of the foot comes to the back of the calf or to a block if that is easier. We want to keep the knees level. So if you're all twisted round, opt for the block instead. We're going to hook that foot behind, keep the hips forward facing, the knee forward facing, hands, arms come to cactus arms. This time round, we sit a little lower. Left arm comes underneath right. We draw the palms of the hands together, push together, draw the elbows down and away from you. Find that stretch across the shoulder space. Belly comes in. We sink a little lower, elbows moving towards knees. Take a breath. Slowly, with control, we come out, release the arms, take them back to your cactus arms, elbows moving towards opposite walls, and then push through that standing foot release. Beautiful. All right, wiggle wobble, let it all go. Have a mini dance because it feels nice. Yeah, that's the best part. All right, lovely. From here, let's bring those arms high, reach up out of the waist, spread through the fingers, lifting. Chest lifts forward, a little back bend here as the hips are moving, glutes are moving, bringing the chest higher. Come back to your center, take a forward fold, hinge from the hips. Hands come towards the floor, chest towards the thighs. And then from here, large step back with that left foot. Bend that right knee, take a hand to the block on that left side. Open out to the right. Right arm's going to lift, ribs come round. Push that back heel back, nice strong back leg. And whether you want to wrap that hand behind you to touch the top of the left thigh or not is up to you. Okay. Let's bring the gaze back to center. Take the back knee down, untuck the toes. And then we're going to take the foot, that right foot to the outer edge of the mat. Nice and wide through the hips here. Begin to, and only if it's comfortable, take the right hand to the inside of that right thigh. We start to peel the sole of that right foot off of the mat. Lift the chest, find some space here. Begin to move into that hip on the right side. Keep focus, keep stability through that left hand connected to the block. Always nice to make your arms a little bit longer. And then bringing the sole of that right foot flat, just bring it back underneath the knee. Nice. All right. From here, as we've gone through eagle, let's go again. We're going to bring the arms up to cactus arms, finding that nice low lunge, bringing the hips forward and down and lifting through the chest. Elbows are out to opposite side walls. We're going to bring those arms back into eagle arms. Right arm comes underneath left. Palms come together and then draw those forearms down and away. Gazing forward between those hands. Can we lift those elbows a little bit? Can we take the gaze to the ceiling? And then bringing the arms down, releasing. This time round, take a block to the right side, left arm reaches up and then over the top. Take the chest around to the top right-hand corner of the room. So we're bringing the ribs around. We've got a nice deep stretch through the hip flexor on that left side and through the IT band. And then back to center, shift the weight over that left knee. Find yourself in a half split, wrong one, split. Toes on the right side to the ceiling, hips nice and level. Move the belly out of the way, begin to just fold down over the top of that right leg. Chin reaching towards the top of the mat, long spine, come down with every exhale. Actively draw that right hip in. Okay. We're going to flatten through that right foot, move the block over to the other side. Hands come down, tuck the back toes, lift through the back knee. We're going to take that left foot to join the right at the top of your mat and come into a forward fold. Take a couple of breaths here. With every exhale, that chest is moving closer in towards the thighs. Crown of the head getting closer in towards the big toes. Sighing those breaths away. Finding that half lift, hands to shins. Lengthen the crown of the head forward. When you're happy, releasing those hands behind you, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the chest ever so slightly. Take a moment here, and then take that forward fold. This time, that right leg is going to take a large step back, finding that high lunge to start, pushing through that back heel. Move a block underneath the right hand. Push down through that right hand to lift the left arm high. Strong back leg, push through that back heel, nice deep bend through that left knee. Gazing high, or wrap that left arm behind you to touch the top of the thigh, whatever's going to feel better for you. Okay, bringing the gaze back to center. Take the back knee down and untuck the toes. Heel toe that left foot to the outside edge of your mat. From here, use the block for some stability. Start to peel the sole of that left foot off of the mat. Allow the hips to move forward. Sole of the foot's lifting. Work with your within your comfort range. So we really don't want to feel any pain here. We don't want your body to be in a stress response. We don't want to be holding breath or gripping in any way. So really focus in on your breath and allow that release and that heaviness to happen through the body. Keep the chest lifted, find space through the front body. I'm going to take another breath here. Flatten out that left foot, bring that knee back in line with the hip. And then from here, we're going to take the hands high, rolling in those pinky fingers, just taking the shoulders away from the ears. And then let's finish off with those eagle arms. Firstly, let's bring the arms down to cactus. Then we take left arm underneath right. Palms come together. Draw those elbows forward and away. And then can we lift the arms, lift the gaze, elbows lifting towards the top corner of the room. Gazing through the hands. Draw the elbows back down. And then releasing cactus arms. Find that openness across the chest. Take the hand down to the block. Bring that right arm up and then over the top. Lifting the chest, right arm lifts over, and the ribs are coming round to the top corner of on that left side. Okay, bring the gaze to center, shift back, find that half split. Weight over the right knee, toes on the left side to the ceiling, hips are level, draw that left hip in line with right. Hand to a block for some stability if you need it. Belly out of the way, we hinge forward. Crown of the head reaching towards the front wall. Long spine. Chin moving towards the top of the mat. And with every inhale, we can lift a little bit, draw the hip in, and we can exhale and lower. Okay. From here, coming flat into that left foot, you can move the block out of the way. Take that left knee underneath the hip, come into a table. Feet are going to be together. Take the knees as wide as the mat. Shift back into a wide-legged child's pose. Walk the hands forward. Crown of the head reaching forward. The forehead comes down. Spider up those fingertips. Palms lift. Push down through the fingertips to get that weight towards the heels. Stretch across the shoulders. Allow the breath to come and go easily. Belly hangs between the thighs. And then if you're happy here, we're going to start to move the weight forward. Bring the forearms down into an 11 and then take the feet to trail the knees. So the legs are at right angles. We're in our frog position. Always an option to do one leg at a time. Draw the belly in to take the dip out of the lower spine. Push down through the forearms so that you have a strong base. And then maybe a little bit of a rock forward and backwards. Maybe that will feel good through the hips. Okay. From here, just move that weight forward, tuck the toes, engage the core, lift the knees and pop them underneath the hips. Bring them a little closer together, find a narrow-legged child's pose. Let's just decompress here, bring the forehead down, take the hands behind you and allow the shoulders to melt over the top of the knees. And then allow yourself a little rock from side to side, just to close off the hips. All right. And then slowly and carefully, we're going to come forward. Take yourself back into a tabletop position. We're going to take that right hand to the back of that back of the head. And then we're going to open that right elbow to the ceiling, bring the ribs around, and then cross the elbow towards that left side. And we're going to go for 5, for 4, for 3, 2, and 1. When we're lifted, release the hand, reaching the hand to the ceiling. And then we're going to slide the right hand underneath that left arm, resting on top of that right shoulder. If you can, you want to, you can walk the hand away from you, that left hand. Maybe spidering up the fingertips if that's comfortable for you. Find a little bit of stretch through that left shoulder. If you're happy here, you can extend the left leg away and then push through that left heel. Notice if you're holding your breath. If you are, go back to the stage earlier. Find comfort here and not stress. Keep the hips nice and level, the neck relaxed, and the breath easy. Okay, left knee comes back under. Push down through that left hand. Draw the right arm back out. And we're back to our table. Set yourself up. We'll go on the other side. Left hand to the back of the head. We're going to open to the left and then draw that left elbow towards the right for 5, for 4, for 3, 2, And one, once we're there, release left hand to the ceiling, taking a gaze to the side wall. And then sliding left hand underneath the right, resting on the shoulder, right arm can walk away. Spider up those fingertips. This can be where you stay. If you want a little bit more, keep those hips nice and level. And then extend that right leg away. Heel pushes towards the back of the room. Keep breathing. Relax neck, relax breath. And then we can draw that right hand back in. Knee comes back to connect with the mat if the leg was extended. Push through the right hand, draw that left hand back out. We're going to cross the ankles. We're going to come to the bottom and then bring yourself down onto your mat. Take the feet flat. Tickle the back of the heels so we can bring those feet into position so we know they're far enough away. Okay, from here, just take a moment or two just to allow the body to rest into the mat. And then we're going to just start with some pelvic tilts. Just drawing the pelvis backwards and forwards, just rocking, engaging the core and releasing. Small movements. Okay, when you're ready, you're going to start to come a little bit higher up the spine and then release. And again and again. Each time we come a little bit higher. And as we do, we're going to push down through the heels, glutes squeeze to lift, core engages to lower. Coming up higher each time. On your next time, we're going to come up to the shoulders and we're going to stay there. Finding our bridge pose, push through the heels, lifting the hips, find that openness across the shoulders, and then maybe a little bit more. Take the hands together, interlace the fingers, and then roll those shoulder heads under. Push down through the fist to lift the front body, heels pushing down, shins actively moving forward. You couldn't lift your feet if you tried. Breathing in and out, slowly, smoothly, gazing down the center line, neck stays stable. And then carefully roll those shoulder heads out. Hands come flat, engage the core, and lower down one vertebrae at a time. And then once here, bring those knees in towards you. Take some small circles on the lower back. Listening to what the body needs, adjusting. Okay. And then when you're ready, pausing. We're going to come into a happy baby. Bend at the knees, bring the hands to the outside edges of the feet, and then draw those knees towards the armpits. Engage the shoulders, allow openness across the chest. Draw the shoulders back and down. Chin can move slightly to chest, lengthening the neck. And then imagine the whole spine touching down on the mat. Okay, tailbone all the way, and then the crown of the head reaching towards that back wall. Maybe a little sway from side to side feels good. Treat yourself to a smile. Allow the breath to be soft as you begin to close off the class today. Okay, releasing, bring the knees together, drawing those knees back in. Bring the forehead up to those knees. Create a tiny little ball. And then releasing. We're going to take that right leg over the top of the left, just drawing the knees in, take hold of the shins. Bit of an eagle-esque theme. Drawing knees towards the chest, taking hold of anything that's not a joint. Finding that closing off the hips. Feel stretch into the IT band and glutes. And then let's switch out. Take the left leg over the top of the right. Knees come in. Take hold of something that's not a joint. And then a little sway from side to side. Releasing into the glutes, closing off the hips. And then releasing, unwind those legs, take the feet flat, and then just dropping those knees to the right whilst you take a gaze towards the left. Engaging the core, bring the knees back to the left side, take a gaze over to the right. And then back to your center. When you're ready, you can send the legs away from you. You're going to find a place that you can rest and relax for the next moment or two. Take a stretch out on your mat. Take a sway from side to side. Do whatever you might need to do to settle through the body and come to a place of relaxation. And then today, we're going to enjoy a sunset together. We're going to slowly take a walk down a path. As we do, our feet connect with the wood chips on the path. Slightly unstable, but pleasantly so. The sound of the softness of the wood chips condensing and crushing beneath the feet. The breath is slow, long, and gentle. As you walk down this path towards the water's edge, the wood chip changes to wooden planks. They're warm from the day's sun. As you walk down the jetty, you take a seat at the very edge. That warm wood beneath you, supporting your weight, and your toes dangle over the edge, not quite touching the water, but feeling that coolness drifting up to tickle your toes. Then you gaze out into nothingness, just the sky and the lake meeting. The sound of the birds, their final calls of the day. The wispy clouds are a golden glow, and the sun drops bit by bit, and those beautiful warm hues fill up that sky as you watch that transition moving from day towards night. Breathing in, breathing out. The breath is effortless. Your memories of your day pass you by as nature fills your senses. You know it is best to go before it gets dark. That golden sun is just halfway dipping below the horizon. So you slowly make it back to your feet. The warmth of the wood moves through your body. You take that slow walk back up the jetty towards that wood chip path. And then, with a step one in front of the other, you retrace your steps back to where you started. And then you turn to take one final glimpse of that golden ball dipping beneath the surface, and those pinks and oranges of the sky changing as night draws in. And at this moment, you remind yourself to revisit the intention that you set for yourself at the beginning of class today. You're breathing in and you breathe out. And with your final relaxation, allow a releasing breath to pass through the lips and allow a smile to creep through. When you're ready, begin to awaken the body. A move of the fingertips, a wiggle of the toes. And then when you're ready, make it your way back to a seated position. And I will be there.